A very good evening, everyone. My name is Mehreen Shamim, and I'm the Curriculum Manager at 1M1B. I welcome you all to yet another interesting session on data literacy, data collection to data analysis. So before we start the session today, we would like to extend our gratitude to IBM for partnering with us. The Grade 11 AI curriculum has been revised with the support of IBM and facilitated by 1M1B Foundation as IBM's partner. This initiative is part of our ongoing commitment to building and strengthening the AI teacher community in India, and these sessions are a crucial component of this mission. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Soumya Iyer, the AI implementation head at her school, Sanskriti Group of Schools in Pune. Soumya ma'am is a certified AI for youth coach and has contributed significantly to the CBSE as a member of the teacher advisory group for AI and data science. She is the author of 4 widely respected AI and IT textbooks for students in classes 9 and 10. Through her YouTube channel, AI for CBSE, she has made AI concepts accessible to students and educators across India, making a lasting impact on AI education. Soumya ma'am has not only trained her school staff in AI, but also has conducted numerous workshops to integrate AI into various teaching frameworks. Her commitment has earned her national acclaim, including the prestigious Certificate of Accomplishment in the Impact Shapers category at the AI Global Impact Festival in 2021. So today we are honored to have her here with us and share her expertise. So without further ado, I now will hand over the session to Soumya ma'am. So over to you, Soumya ma'am.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Mehreen ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Today we are here to discuss a very interesting topic on data literacy. So let's begin our discussion on data literacy. Now, what is the first question that we ask anyone before we start an AI project? May I have your answers in the chat section, please? What is the fundamental question that we ask before we begin an AI project? Okay, what is the problem? What is AI? Okay. Recollect what we have learned. If at all we need to start an AI project, what is the question that we ask? Should we go for an AI project? What decides whether we need to go for an AI project? There's a question that we ask. What is that question? Does it have any pattern? Excellent, excellent. So this is the question that we ask before we start an AI project. Now, the next question to you all is, what is the backbone of any AI project? What is the backbone for any AI project? Very nice. Everyone is giving their answers. Yes, it is data. Data is the backbone for any AI project. So keeping this in mind, now tell me, what are the different kinds of data you can gather about the object that you're seeing in the picture? What are the different types of data you see there in that picture? Quickly. Color, quality, measurement, yes, yes. Regular or irregular, wonderful. The height, yes, Smita ma'am, right. So when we look into this particular picture, what we see is there is an explicit measurement that's given. Yes, Gayatri ma'am. Size, color, Varinder, yes, color, quality, both quantitative, qualitative. Very nice. So here we see the numbers, that is 6 inches tall. And we also see some other facts. It is a brown color teddy bear. It is stuffed with cotton. It has a red bow, right? And the picture of the teddy bear. So you can name it, right? So you have all this information that is there. Now, data is defined as a representation of all these facts or instructions about a particular entity which can be processed or communicated either by human or by machines. This is what we define for data. Now, what is literacy? Can you write quickly in the chat section, what is literacy? What comes to your mind when we say yes? Knowledge about data, very nice. Bhagyalakshmi ma'am. Training data, knowledge, yes. Knowledge. So literacy is knowledge. You can see the picture. There's something else put in there. Finding data, insights to data, right? Learning, exactly. The ability to read, write, speak, listen, and use. Excellent, Akhil sir. Know about data, understanding and interpreting data. So we define literacy as the ability to read, write, and understand data or information, whether we are capable enough to read something, whether we are able to write and understand, just like how we all are doing right now. When we look into the picture, we are able to read, we are able to see those images, we are able to understand those images. Given some situation, you will be able to write and answer those questions. Now, what is data literacy? We are simply going to combine these two terms, data and literacy. Data, which is facts about any entity, and literacy, which is the ability to read, write, and understand the information. Both put together is data literacy, which is the ability to explore, understand, and communicate with data. Now, who told you that AI or these subjects does not have any song to it? Here is a song to data literacy. Is it audible?
No, it's not. You can just reshare with the sound.
Empower individuals with the skills to read, work with, analyze, and argue with data effectively. When individuals lack the ability to understand and utilize data in decision-making processes, education and practice in data literacy to enable informed decisions and effective communication. Needs for data literacy, a vital skill to read and analyze with insight and will. Understanding numbers, charts, and graphs helps us navigate through the data's paths from school projects to business trends. Data literacy is where success begins. Analyze the patterns, see what they say. Use the insights to guide your way. Argue with data, make your case. With facts and figures, you'll find your place. D is for data literacy. Learn to see the stories that numbers tell for you and me. From spreadsheets to surveys, every part. Data literacy is a science and an art.
So that was a video which you can use as a warm-up activity even in the classroom, isn't it? So this is a small tidbit video which you can use to attract students before you would begin the class. Now, why is this data literacy important? As AI teachers, it's important for us to tell why this is important, right? So by understanding data, we can build better AI models. When there's a lot of data, we can obviously build better AI models. The more data we feed in, the better the model is going to behave, like how we all learn more with more information and we gain more knowledge. The same way, make better decision, very obvious, isn't it? And also you can address ethical concerns because there could be potential biases in data. Your AI system may show biases. In order to promote fairness and accountability, you can learn data literacy. So it's important for all of us to be a data literate. As AI continues to evolve, data literacy will remain a vital skill, not just for individuals, but also for the organizations too. So it's important for us as educators to tell the students why it is important to learn data literacy, right? Now I have some pictures for you. You all are going to answer. Identify the type of data. Okay, the first picture. Can you identify what type of data this is? Quickly on the chat section. Yes, numeric data. Okay. What is this about? Okay, tabular data. Can you be more specific? Okay, structured data, qualitative data. What is it about? I just need an answer. What is that about? It's about calling. What is that? Telecommunications data. Very good. That's what was expected. Some phone records. This is a phone record. Now the second picture in front of you. Can you identify this? Call record. Very nice for calling, right? The second picture, please. What is there in the second picture? Company data, right? Bill, okay. Profit and loss, yes, exactly. This is financial data, sales record, right? Now I'm going to the third picture. What is this? Okay, now the third picture. Okay, the third picture in front of you. It's customer data, customer details. It's directly a table that we create in any spreadsheet or SQL, right? So now I move on to the next set of pictures quickly. What is this? The next picture in front of you. The next picture, what is it about? You see some topic, exactly, Geeta ma'am. It's the details of the forum. Very nice. Now the next picture. There's a picture on the left side which has come up now. It shows some logos. What is it? Social media. Excellent, Akhil. Excellent, Ramya. Social networking, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Okay, moving on to the next picture. These are simple pictures. You can quickly answer. The third picture on the screen is video. Very nice. The fourth picture is also come up. What is the fourth picture? Music. Yes, Shama ma'am. Very nice. And the last picture, in the extreme right end, there's another picture. X-ray, right? Scan. Very good. So it's some medical data. Exactly. So this is also some set of data that we are talking about, right? Now we move on to the next slide, wherein I have put one more picture. What is that picture? Can you identify the type of file? What type of file? We are all AI teachers. We know this. Exactly, Jason. You got it right, Abhishek sir. Nailed it. Now I move on to the second picture. Very simple. What is this? The second one. It's an email. Yes, Muthulakshmi ma'am. Right. Now I move on to the third picture. This is a little different. This is taken from the sensors. Okay. So let me tell you, the third picture is the data taken from the sensors. Even though it shows in terms of graph, it is taken from the sensors. The fourth one, very easy. XML. Exactly, Abhishek sir. It is a XML file. And the last one, if you can, if you're logged into computer, you can see that clearly. On a mobile, it may not show it very clearly. It's very difficult to guess. It says general service started, this operating system, Windows Server 2008, some information, and this event happened, that event happened. What is this? Okay, it's a notepad. It's actually a server log. Okay, very nice. Varinder sir, you got it right. It's a log. Okay. So, identify all the pictures correctly. Now, why I was showing these pictures is because we need to know the different types of data. The first one was structured data, which was highly organized. We saw there rows and columns, isn't it? It was clearly organized. We had a definite data type. If I take a column, this belongs to this type. It had a definite structure. It fits neatly within those rows and columns. And examples of whatever was given here, DBMS, financial data, data warehouse, phone records, I just put it as a picture so that we will remember it better. The second set of pictures that I showed you was the set of unstructured data where there is a lack of predefined data model organization. It's a little difficult to search for text, search for information, analyze them. So here we had examples of social media, audio, video, online forums, and medical records. And finally, we saw the next set of pictures that was the semi-structured data, where we had emails, XML, server logs, sensor outputs, and JSON file. So this is a type of data that does not conform to a rigid structure, but has those tags, hashtag, or a HTML or an XML tag or markers to separate the elements, making it partially organized. So we call them as semi-structured data. Now we move on to what is data collection. Now that we know that data can be one of the types, let us start collecting the data for our project. So what is data collection? So we moved from data to data collection. What do you think is data collection? Quickly. To collect data for knowledge. Very nice. Acquisition of data, or getting data, collecting data. Exactly. So it means that we are going to take a lot of data either from scrapping it or by capturing it or by loading it from multiple sources. Here we have both the online source and the offline source. But wait, before we proceed, we need to remember two important points for data collection. Now, what is that? We need to ensure that we have sufficient amount of data. If we have less data, we may not be able to develop a proper model. Like how we say half knowledge is dangerous, isn't it? So now the same way, we need to ensure that we have sufficient volume of data to train our AI model. The next point to remember is diversity. Ensure that the data covers a wide range of scenarios and represents real world variation so that there is no bias. We need to ensure that it is taken from multiple sources. So these are two key points we need to remember before we start collecting data. Now, what are the sources of data collection? There are two sources. One is a primary source, the other one is a secondary source. Primary source means me, right? I collect the data myself. So that's the primary source. That becomes the primary source. Now, what is the secondary source? Secondary source is when the data is collected, compiled, or written by others. So examples of these could be for primary source conducting surveys, interviews, observations, experiments, marketing campaign, and questionnaire. For the secondary sources, it could be books, journals, newspaper, websites. It could be web scraping, it could be social media data tracking, it could be online data platforms, or it could be satellite data tracking. Now, we are going to dig it a little more deeper because we need to know how to go with each one of these methods or examples which I showed under primary and secondary sources. Now, the first method, surveys and questionnaires. Here in an online mode, we can have online forms, email surveys, or social media polls. But in offline, you go face-to-face interviews or you give the questions written in a paper and circulate it. For interviews in an online mode, it could be video conferencing or a phone interview. In offline, it is a face-to-face in-person interview. For observation, we have a lot of analytics, which is available on various websites, or it could be even on the social media for that matter. In an offline, it could be field observations, customer behavior analysis. Experiments, we can have a version A or version B testing on websites, control experiments in virtual environments. In an offline, we can have actually the physical settings and controlled experiments. For marketing campaigns, we can have email marketing or social media campaigns. For offline, we can have print advertising or direct mail campaigns. That is post. Mail, say, you don't get confused whether it is an email, it is actually the post. For books, journals, newspaper, and website, in an online mode, we can have a digital library, online journals, news-based websites. In an offline mode, we go to the printed or physical libraries where we have printed books or any printed publication books that we have at home. Now, when we look into the other online modes, we had also had web scraping, where you can extract data from websites using tools. In Python, we have beautiful soup. So you can extract data from there. For social media tracking, you can monitor the social media platforms for mentions, sentiment analysis, and any user behavior. For online data platforms, we have a lot of government data sets. Can you name a few government data sets? I'm sure we have explored quite a few government websites. Can you name a few government data sets or websites that are there for various government agencies? JAC, PIB, My Data, very nice. These are some of the government data sets. Research databases or data marketplaces, Kaggle. Satellite data tracking, mydata.gov, right? Satellite data tracking, we can also analyze the satellite imagery for the purpose of urban planning, environmental monitoring, or disaster response. Having seen what is data, how we collect data, now it is time to explore the data. How are we going to explore this data? Exploring data is nothing but I'm going to know what is there in the data. What are the values? Are they the typical values? Is it unusual? Do I see a different pattern there? Are they spread out? Whether they are extremes. This is what I'm going to understand by exploring the data. Data can be qualitative or quantitative. Quantitative data is something that you can measure, right? It's generally made of numbers, your height, weight, age, income. It can be factual information also. On the other hand, qualitative data is something which describes all the qualities or characteristics. So you have a description and opinion about something. For example, colors. What are the colors that we see here on the screen? That is qualitative data. We see green and red. What is the kind of texture? Soft, hard. How does it taste? Sweet, sour, salty, right? How does it smell? How do you feel? How do you feel? It's qualitative data. How do you feel now? Can I have an answer? After going through so much of information, how do you all feel? Nice, great. Okay. Others, how do you feel? Please post eager. Good. Excited. Wow. So all these are qualitative data. Excellent. Nice. Now we also have data which could be discrete or continuous. Now when I say discrete, it can take only specific values, often numbers. You can count it. Number of children in your family, number of cars in the parking lot, or number of answer sheets that we are checking. All these are discrete data. When we say continuous data, it is going to be in a certain range. You can measure it. It is going to be in certain order. Your height, weight, temperature, distance, all these are continuous data. Now I'm going to show you a few pictures and you are going to tell me whether the data is discrete or continuous. The first picture for you. What are these? These are balls in, okay? It's discrete data, very nice. 8-ball pool, right. Discrete data, excellent. Excellent. Everyone is giving the correct answer. The next picture for you. The second picture. Very nice. Everyone has identified the type of data. It is discrete data. Second picture is continuous data. Excellent. Because it is temperature, the data is continuous here. Now I'm moving on to the third picture. A collection of books. A collection of books. Very good. Discrete data. Discrete data. Excellent. Excellent. Now I'm moving on to the fourth picture. This is the growth chart of a child. Continuous data. Wonderful. Wonderful. So that was about the types of data. Now we move on to the next topic on the levels of measurement. In statistics, we know that the variables or numbers are defined and categorized using different scales of measurement. The way the data is measured is called the level of measurement. There are 4 levels of measurement. Nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. When we say the first level, it is the nominal level. When we say the second level, it is the ordinal level. When we say the third level, it is the interval level. When we say the fourth level, it is the ratio level. Now, nominal data. When I say the data is nominal, it is named or it is labeled, like what you can see on the screen. Single or married, right? The next picture, you can categorize it. There is no order or direction. You can categorize it. What is that you see in this picture, the second picture, which has got displayed? Quickly put it in the chat section. What is that you see in this second picture? What is that? Blue, black, darkest brown, dark brown. These are color of hair. Very nice, Vinita ma'am. Label, series of colors. Excellent. And a nominal scale variable can be classified into an appropriate category. The last picture that you see, like the eyes, the color of the eyes, right? There are various contact lenses. You can see the color of these eyes. Now we move on to the second level of measurement. The first level was nominal. What is the second level? Quickly on the chat section. What is the second level? Ordinal level. Excellent. Now in ordinal level, we are going to represent the data in some specific order. So there is going to be groups, there is going to be categories. Along with that, you are going to follow some order or ranking, like first place, second place, third place, or the grades, or what is your satisfaction level when you visit a store. All these are examples of ordinal data. Now the third level of measurement is interval data. Here you have precise difference between values. As you can see, the IQ score of a person, the income range, or the temperature, you can clearly see that there is a variation in the numbers. So this is interval data. It clearly works on numbers. And the fourth level of data, which is the ratio data, wherein we have an absolute 0 point. Here, it can be categorized. There can be ranking. It is again numbers which has some difference in values, plus there is a 0 point. Exactly. There is a range as well as there is a 0 point. There is no negative numerical value. Most importantly, when we talk about ratio data, you can take these numbers, add it, subtract it, multiply it. This is another characteristics which clearly differentiates between the other three levels of measurement. So this is an interesting picture that I found. For nominal, it is named variables. For ordinal, it is named and ordered variables. For interval, it is named, ordered, plus interval between the variables. For ratio, it is named, ordered, there is an interval, plus it can accommodate a 0 point. This is how we differentiate the 4 levels of measurement. Now I'm going to ask you questions. Be ready on the chat section. I'm going to tell you a variable and you're going to tell me the measurement level. The first one, sex, male or female. This is which measurement level? Nominal? Okay, let's see the answer. It's nominal. Right, right. Now the second one, weight in kilograms. Weight in kilograms. How much is it weighing in kilograms? Please think and answer. I can see ordinal and only 2 of them have said this is ratio. Now I'm getting more answers on ratio also. This is actually ratio. There exists a 0 point in the weighing scale, isn't it? So this is ratio data, right? Now the third one, you're going to rate the overall health. Excellent, good, average, below average, poor. You have those categories, right? Yes, ordinal. Everyone says it as ordinal. Let's check. Yes, it is ordinal. Very nice. Now the fourth question, body temperature in Celsius. Body temperature in Celsius. It is interval. Very nice. Let's check the answer. It's interval. Lovely. Now the last question, country of residence. Country of residence is nominal. Wonderful. So country of residence is nominal. Well done. So I'm sure now everyone has a clear understanding of the 4 levels of measurement: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Now I'm going to ask you a question by taking a simple scenario. By breaking the monotonous way of teaching, think that in a village of Amrapur, all of us love mangoes, right? There was a famous weekly market where villagers sold their fruits. One of the most popular fruit was the mango, and almost every vendor had a stall full of fresh mangoes. Imagine there were 50 vendors, each selling different amounts of mangoes, and it was said that this particular place, Amrapur, had the best mangoes in that region. One day, a young student visited the market and became curious. She wanted to know how the mango sales could be compared across all the vendors. How could she do this? So what is the next topic that we are going to discussion? How is she going to do it? What is the next topic of discussion? Yes, exploring. What is the term? Analyzing. Okay. Someone who has taught this particular chapter, you will remember what is this particular topic about. Let's see. Comparison. Okay. Nobody has got it right so far. Quickly. So we are moving from exploration to understanding the data better. I've still not got statistical analysis. Shama ma'am, yes, you're closer to the answer. So this is for Shama ma'am. Shama ma'am, you got it right. It is statistical analysis, and what we are going to learn is central tendency. So we have a lot of data. There are a lot of mangoes which are sold by those vendors, and using those statistics, using that particular information, we are going to calculate. We are going to find the summary of the data set in one single value for the entire data. That is what we call as central tendency. It is stated as the summary of a data set in a single value that represents the entire distribution of the data domain or the data set, right? Okay. Now assume that 50 vendors sold a total of 5,000 mangoes. There are 50 vendors, they have sold 5,000 mangoes in the market. How many mangoes did each vendor sell on an average? What is the term that you will use for this question? I gave you an answer. No, I don't want that answer. What is the term that you will use? Exactly, Geeta ma'am, mean is the answer. So for Geeta ma'am, smiley, all others have given. So this is for everyone. You got it right. It is the term mean. Lovely. If all the vendors are ranked in the order of the mangoes they sold, that means they are sorted. What is the term used for the vendor in the 25th position? Excellent. Median. Akhil sir gave it. Followed by Jisha ma'am, Smita ma'am. Oh. There are a lot of people who are giving the right answers. It is median. So you all got it right. Lovely. Now, we were talking about the girl Reena. Reena notices the number 38 from all varieties are repeated over and over again. How much did each of the vendors sold? वहां पे 38 बार दिख रहा है. What is the term used as? All of you got it right. It is mode. Lovely. So there is claps for everyone. This time no noise. It's just the claps. You all got it right. So what are we going to discuss next is the 3 terminologies of central tendency, mean, median, and mode. So there is a data set here. I want all of you to take this data set and keep it with you. If you have access to the email, if you have access to the computer, you can do it easily. Bit.ly. It is https://bit.ly. I am posting the link in the chat section. You will find two CSV files. One is for the Excel analysis. There'll be one more, which is a surprise element I'm going to show you in some time. Please let me know if you can download this file quickly. There'll be 2 CSV files in there. So check if you're able to download it and quickly give a response in the chat section. Yes. Yes. Okay. Downloaded. So you can open the Excel version of it and keep it ready if you are logged into the computer. We will start with the first one, which is mean. Okay. Now, what is mean? It is the average value of a particular data. Nothing but the sum of all the values in a particular column divided by the total number of entries or observations in there. In the data set that you all have got, find the mean value of Alfonso mango. There are a few varieties given there. I think Alfonso, Kesher, Banganapalli, and Dasheri. These are the 4 different varieties of mangoes there. There's also a total column. I had calculated the total and kept it for you. You simply have to find the mean value of Alfonso in your Excel sheet and give me the answer. Quickly give me the answer. What is the mean value of Alfonso mango? Mean value. In Excel, you don't have a mean function. What is the function that we have? We have average, right? Very nice. Ramya ma'am has given the answer. It is 27.88. Yes, Shelly ma'am, it's the average function that we use. Okay. Akhil also has given. Answer is 27.88. Anandita ma'am, Antarpreet Kaur ma'am, all of you right answers. Now, why I gave another CSV file there was, being AI teachers, we are going to touch a bit of Python programming too. So for that, we can use a small program. We need not remember formulas, even though formulas are given in the book. Many students don't want to learn those formulas. For them, you can just give them this small code, right? Import statistics as ST. There is an alias name. We will not refer to statistics everywhere. We can use ST. That's the reason we are giving import statistics as ST. Import pandas as PD. So we need these 2 libraries because the other file which is given to you in the link has this CSV file. You are going to create a data frame which will read the file mango vendor data.csv and then print the mean by simply using ST, that is statistics.mean of data frame of Alfonso. This is the same name which is there in the Excel file. Got it? So when we do this and cross check, what we got in the Excel sheet was 27.88 for Alfonso mango. You will find the same answer for Alfonso mango, even if you write it in the form of a program. So whichever way you do, you're going to end up getting the same answer. So students can try doing this in an Excel file, or they can write a program and check it, right? So you can find these values. This is a simpler way to explain mean. Now we move on to median. What is median? You are going to take the positional value of sorted variables, which divides the group into 2 equal parts. One comprising of values greater than the median, one with a smaller value of median. So whatever is the middle value is your median. Now, a slightly difficult question here. You're going to find the highest median value for all the vendors, for all 4 varieties of mangoes, and tell me which value is the highest. Quickly open the Excel sheet and check which value is the highest and give me the answer in the chat section. Preeti ma'am, is it for the total 100? Alfonso, Kesher, Banganapalli and Dasheri. So you can separate it with commas. It's just the same thing. You'll have to drag it. 31.5. Okay. I'm waiting for more answers. For Alfonso. Okay. No, you can just write it. This comma, this comma, this comma, this. All 4 values. What are the 4 values? 31.5 is for Alfonso, correct? 23 is right, 19.5 is right, 26 is right, and 100 is right. So let's see the corresponding Python program also. Here, instead of mean, you will have to use median. I'm storing it in 4 different variables so that I can compare it also. I'm writing a variable name is equal to st.median of Alfonso. The name as it is given, df of Alfonso. B is equal to st.median of Kesher. C is equal to st.median of Banganapalli. And D is equal to st.median of Dasheri. Now we have also taught them a bit of list. There is a function called max function that you can use. Once you create a list of these 4 variables, print the max of this particular max C. Now let's see the answers. The answers would be 31.5, 23, 19.5, 26. So these are the values. And if you write it as the Python program, again you are getting the same answers plus whatever is the maximum value that is also getting displayed on the screen. Clear? So this is for the Excel file. This is for the program that you will be using in Python. Okay? Can someone send the file to her? Please show me the previous file. Is it the previous slide or previous file? Anindita ma'am, slide. Okay, so this is the one. Don't worry, Anindita ma'am, all these recorded sessions will also be available on YouTube. Okay, it's the same one. Now we move on to the third term, that is mode. Mode is the value which occurs most frequently in the data series. Now, if you see, is there a common quantity sold by most vendors in each mango type? Can you find what is the common number that is occurring in each of those 4 varieties of mangoes? You can easily find it. Quickly find it and let me know the answer. 38, 33, 12 and 38. Very good. Preeti ma'am, you're very quick. So the corresponding Python program would be print st.mode of data frame of Alfonso, Kesher, Banganapalli and Dasheri. So you can try giving this program also. Now when we make a cross comparison, yes, everyone got it right. 38, 33, 12 and 38. So it will display, and when I try the same program in Jupyter Notebook, I'm getting the correct answer. 38, 33, 12 and 38. Interesting. So you, instead of showing them those formulas, asking them to mug up with the formulas, you can give them an Excel sheet like this, give them some situation, make it a little interesting, and then show the Excel sheet, calculate it. Otherwise, the ones who are interested in doing Python, they can do it using Python and get the answers. Got it? Now, when to use this? We know that these are measures of central tendency, but when are we going to use this? I gave you a simple explanation, right? Mean. The data has values that are evenly spread. There is no extreme high, there is no extreme low. In that case, you are going to make use of mean, calculating the average number of Alfonso mangoes sold per vendor across all the 50 vendors. When do you use median? When the data has extreme high and extreme low values. This is suitable for ordinal data, finding the middle number for a particular variety of mangoes, right? And when do you use median? To find the most common value or peak in data which can have multiple peaks, to identify if there is a common quantity sold in most vendor. If you can go ahead, you can also find what is that number, right? Yes, normally distributed. Wonderful. Now we've also heard about 2 more terms, variance and standard deviation, have we? Those are also measures of central tendency. These are statistical measures that help us understand how much the data points differ on an average, how far they have been spread. In terms of machine learning, if I'm going to make use of a website for shopping, I keep on clicking a particular product multiple number of times. Then I click on some other product a lesser number of times. So you're going to find how deviated those values are. And for that, these basics are required. Now, if I have to calculate that deviation, I need to measure variance also. Because if you look into the formulas, the variance formula is given. The standard deviation formula is the square root of variance. So you need to teach them both variance and standard deviation. Now, what is variance? It measures how spread out the data is from the mean. You take the mean value and see how spread is the data from that mean value. If you look at standard deviation, it measures the amount of variation or dispersion of a set of value, how deviated they are, right? It is the square root of variance. Now, this is a simple program which you can use to calculate the variance and standard deviation. In Excel also, we have the variance and standard deviation. I want all of you to open the Excel file once again. Take the total column, see what is the value of standard deviation and variance. Quickly see the values of standard deviation and variance. And give me the answer. Open the Excel sheet, calculate the values of standard deviation and variance for the total column. If you want, I'll give you the VAR and STDEV functions that is there even for the older versions of Excel. You can use it. Come on, quickly. The values of standard deviation and variance. I don't see any answer. Nobody is giving the answer, so I'm moving ahead. The values are 609.35. Preeti ma'am gave it. Wonderful. 23.96. Okay, maybe we missed out on some value or I made some changes. Right? So the value that maybe the Excel sheet that I gave you is slightly different. It could be the possibility because all of you are getting it. So if I take the total column and I calculate the variance, then I clearly get to know how deviated it is from the mean. It is 609.34, right? It's a single value. Remember, it is the central tendency. So it's the summary of it that we are getting here. And if we look into the variance, it is how deviated those values are. So 24.6 is what we are getting here. So this is how we will interpret it. Now we are bothered about the standard deviation. A high standard deviation means the data points are spread out. A low standard deviation means the data points are clustered together. Now in our data set, it is not high, not low. It is somewhere in the middle. This is how we can see. When I tried plotting a graph for the data set, we don't find it spread out. We don't find it clustered also. It is somewhere in the middle. So we can say that in essence, the data shows that while the average sales is around 100, there is a considerable variation among vendors, with some of them selling significantly more or less than the average. So you can see the data set, see the total column, it's somewhere close to 100 with a very few deviations, wherein it is around 20. Can you see this is an outlier, 24, and some of them scoring too high or selling a lot. So this is how we understand. Now, when we visualize it, we can understand it better. And the next series wherein the educator will be taking, he or she will be explaining you clearly on how to look into this aspect of visualizing the data, right? So what all have we seen today? Once we decide that we are going to go for an AI project, we need to identify the right sources of collecting data. Then we are exploring it and then deriving meaningful insights using statistical concepts. So with that, we are coming close to the session. First, I would like to thank 1M1B for giving me this opportunity and IBM Skills Build for helping us be a part of this particular session. Now, before we conclude, I want you all to log into quizzes. There's only 5 questions. You'll really enjoy this. It would be a recap of what we have learned. Please log into quizzes. I'll stop sharing the screen. I will share the quizzes code. Please log into quizzes.com. The code for the game is 566201. 566201. Quickly join. The code for joining is 566201. I have posted the link as well as the code. This is the QR. If someone wants to scan it from the mobile, I am showing the QR too, so that it will be helpful for them to join from the mobile. So the first question for all of you is, temperature recorded from sensors is an example of structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data. It's not a type of data. Okay, so it's an example of which type of data? Tushar sir was the first one to click. Structured data, right? Is it so? Quickly in the chat section, is it structured data? What type of data is temperature recorded from the sensors? Quickly in the chat section, someone. Semi-structured data. Excellent, excellent. So let's see the next question. Why is data diversity important in machine learning? Okay. Okay, so let's see. On the leaderboard, now we have Jisha ma'am leading with 1,760 points. The correct answer is 2. Ensure the model can generalize to different scenarios. Now let's move on to the third question. Which of the following data collection method is primarily offline? Is it version A, version B testing, online survey, social media monitoring, field observation, which is done offline? Okay, let's see the answer. The answer is Jisha ma'am still leads. Oh, it's Mithu Ghosh who is leading now, followed by Jisha ma'am and I forgot to see the third name. It's field observation. All the 31 participants who participated in it got it right. The next question for you all. Given the following characteristics, which level of measurement is this? Very simple. The first point itself gives you the answer, where there is an absolute 0 point. No negative numerical value. Data values can be added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided. Okay. So on the leaderboard, we have Shalu ma'am, who was in third place, now topping the quiz with 3,460 points. Wow. Answer is field observation, sorry, ratio, right? Where there is an absolute 0 point. 18 of you all have given the right answer. The last question. The last question for all of us. A shoe store owner wants to know which shoe size is most popular among customers. Which statistical measure should the owner use to find the most frequently sold shoe size? Mean, median, mode, or variance? On the leaderboard, we have Shalu ma'am leading. Oh no, it's Jisha ma'am, followed by Shalu ma'am. Excellent. So that completes the quiz. Yes, I would like to end the quiz. Let's see. In the third place, we have Learning BG. In the second place, we have Shalu ma'am. And in the first place, we have Jisha ma'am. Congratulations to all of you. Now let me stop sharing the screen. Okay, I hope I have explained all the concepts, not taking too much into the formulas. Standard deviation and variance is something which we will understand better when we are implementing it. So I didn't go too much deep into those two particular concepts, but I tried covering all the topics that were given to me in this 1 hour. Thank you so much, Mehreen ma'am, for giving these opportunities. If there is any question, you may put it in the chat section. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that amazing session. It was so interesting and so engaging. All of them have been, continuously writing in the chat section. That's so nice. So definitely looking forward to more sessions from you in future. And teachers, thank you so much for joining on a Wednesday.
Thanks to 1M1B and IBM Skills Build for giving me the opportunity. Forever grateful to these organizations. Thank you so much, audience. You all have been very good.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed, the responses on the chat section. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mehreen ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Soumya ma'am. And thank you all teachers.